Hello everyone, and thanks for watching SFU men's basketball on Clan TV. I'm Steve Frost, sitting in for Howard Samura, who is enjoying the BC High School football down at BC Place this evening. Coming off a thrilling 1-point victory against Humboldt State, the Clan men are back in the West Gym this evening to close out the 2018 SFU Showdown against Minnesota State Moorhead. We'll have more on the visitors in a moment, but first a quick recap of last night's game. Two of the newest members of the SFU men's team had standout performances in the team's first home game of the season in a jam-packed West Gym. It was standing room only. Despite trailing for most of the game, a late surge by the Clan in the closing minutes gave the team an emotional 73-72 win in front of a raucous crowd. Facing the Lumberjacks in the nightcap of the SFU Showdown, freshman guard Wilfred Balata and sophomore center Julian Roche were instrumental in a come-from-behind victory. Roche recorded his first career double-double, putting up 18 points and 11 rebounds, while Balata was the game's top scorer with 22 points and 7 boards. Many other Clan players also contributed key plays down the stretch to secure the result for the home team. With the victory, SFU is now 1-2 this season, and the team will look to carry the momentum into tonight's battle against Minnesota State Moorhead. The Dragons faced Western Washington in the opening game of the Showdown, falling 80-76 to the Vikings. MSUM had 4 double-digit scores in the game, including a game-high 23 points on 10 of 16 shooting from Trayvon Coed, but that wasn't enough to lift the team to victory. So we're getting set for the national anthems here in the West Gym, so we'll take a break. You're watching Clan TV.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's starting lineup for your SFU winner. Starting at guard, standing 6'1", a junior from Moorhead, Ontario, number 0. Starting guard, standing 6'4", a freshman from Moorhead, number 10. Standing 6'8", a sophomore from Oakland, BC, number 15, standing 6'2", from Ontario, number 20, standing 6'11", a sophomore from
Welcome back to SFU Men's Basketball on Clan TV. Today's game is live streamed on YouTube, and you can watch it at athletics.sfu.ca/MBBlive. Here's the starting lineup. First for Minnesota. They have a pair of guards, numbers 1 and 2. One is Johnny Beanings, and number 2 is Bryce Rusfeld. The third guard is number 13, Gavin Baumgartner. At forward, number 12, Wyatt Hansen. And the forward center is 41, Addison Park. For your Simon Fraser clan, we have Othniel Spence starting at guard, along with Mike Provenzano, number 20. Guard forward, Wilfred Balata, who had a monster game yesterday. He wears number 10 for Simon Fraser. Also up front is Julian Roche, 35, and Graham Miller, number 15, the product of Charles Best Secondary. They go inside to Roche. He's in the paint, puts up a J way off the mark. And back comes Minnesota, the Dragons. They are fast down the floor, and up goes a shot, is missed, and Roche comes down with the ball. Back comes Simon Fraser. Provenzano, he'll slow things down now at the top. Simon Fraser with 3 players averaging 13 points to start this season. Roche, Balata, and Othniel Spence. And Spence passed to Miller. Tried to get it to a cutting Roche inside, and that was turned over, and back come the Dragons quickly. Cutting into the paint is Baumgartner. Now they pull up, and there's the free ball, and that misses by Johnny Beaning. And Roche has another rebound. Provenzano, in his 3rd season for Simon Fraser, gives it to Spence. He drives against the big man, dishes to Roche, and he finds the handle, and he's able to put it in. So Simon Fraser is the first to score. We're going to have a foul charge to Wilfred Balata right there. Balata, as I mentioned, averaging 13 points, 6.5 boards. He's shooting almost 60% on threes. He's 7 of 12 to start this season. The Dragons setting up. 41 is Park. He gives it off to Beanie. There's the shot from Baumgartner, misses. Rebound is grabbed inside by Park. He misses, and Spence comes down with it, and quickly come the Clan up the floor. Now Balata's wearing an arm sleeve on his left arm today. I'm not sure. I didn't notice that yesterday. He may have worn it. Spence drives baseline. tries to turn the corner, and there's a foul that's going to get charged to Johnny Beanie. So Minnesota State University Moorhead making the trek west for the Burnaby Showdown. This is the first showdown that Simon Fraser has hosted, as Roche spins baseline, puts up a shot and misses. Coming down with the board was Wyatt Hansen, freshman forward. Now there's a wide open 3-ball, but there's a foul before the shot. It's an offensive foul and a turnover to number 1 Beanie. That's his second personal foul, so he will sit down. As we take a look at the replay, Spence had both feet planted. Checking in for the Dragons is number 5, Trayvon Coed. So the earlier game played today, Western Washington defeated Humboldt 81-76. So the Vikings win both games here in the Burnaby Showdown. They get Spence. Bellotta goes inside to Roche. He couldn't grab the handle, and back come the Dragons. Drive through the paint, knifing into the middle is Hansen, and he gets the Dragons on the board. It's now 2-2. Provenzano double teamed, in a bit of a trouble. He's got a great handle. Now Bellotta, a long 3-ball. Catches the back rim, and the rebound is grabbed by number 5, Cohen. Quickly down the floor. Now cross court into the far corner, and the Dragons pull out. Moorhead, big, long 3 from the big man, 41. Park, he misses. He's the senior. Bellotta into the paint, loses a handle. It may have gone off his knee. No, the referees are going to say it was not. Yes, it is. That is the correct call. It is off his knee and out of bounds, so Moorhead will take over. 2-2 the score as we approach the 4-minute mark of this game. Another good crowd here in the West Gym. There's nearly 1,000 people, standing room only, in the season of the home opener yesterday for the Clan victory, a 1-point win over Humboldt State. So freshman center Jesse Berg is checking in for Park. Hurstfield dribbled into the paint, got into trouble, handed the ball off and got it back. 4 seconds on the shot clock. He drives again, puts up a finger roll, misses, and that's a shot clock violation, as he was about a foot short of the rim on that as the clock ran down. It's good to see McFaul, the dog, is in the house for this game as we go to a media timeout. So, with that, we will take a break. You're watching SFU Men's Basketball on Clan TV.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
We are back to live action here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser has Jordan Moore Keung in the game. He's number 5 is Othniel Spence. He drops a 2-pointer. He gives Simon Fraser the 4-2 lead. Some good pressure by Spence there in the open court. Almost caused the turnover. As the Dragons will take their time. Number 2 is Ersfield. As they move the ball around, they try to go inside, and that's a turnover, and Roche comes up with it. Back comes Provenzano with the ball. He's got Miller ahead of him. They give it to Spence. Now back to Provenzano, top of the key. Simon Fraser setting up the offense. We'll see some movement now. There's Spence. Oh, a nice little inside pass to a cutting Graham Miller for a hoop. Miller had an outstanding block in the final minute of last night's game to preserve the victory. His block actually gave Simon Fraser a chance to win it, and they did. There goes a baseline drive, nowhere to go, so they kick it back out, and there's a corner 3 ball, and that's hit by Bryce Ersfield. 6-5 now your score. As we've played over 5 minutes in this game, Roche, now he drives into the paint, puts up a shot, and misses, grabs his own rebound, but there's going to be a foul charge to number 35, Jesse Berg. That's his first personal foul, and Roche will go to the free throw line. And there's the replay as we take another look. Roche had position, went up, and got fouled along the arm. Roche is a mid-60s free throw shooter. He's from St. John, New Brunswick, Proctor Academy, and Santa Clara University, the home of Steve Nash. There's a drive in the top of the key, missed shot, but the Dragons come up with the offensive board. And that was number 13, Baumgartner, who was fouled as he tried to put up another shot. And that foul is going to go against Miller. We take a look at the replay. There's the drive, top of the paint, miss. Grabbed by Baumgartner, he put it up, and he's going to go to the free throw line. So we have a tie game now, 7-7, a low-scoring game as these two teams feel each other out here in the opening minutes. Keung gives it down around the outside, and checking in for Simon Fraser is number 14, Sam Bailey. He's another freshman. There's a turnover. Spence lost the handle of it, and there's a scramble for it. Oh, and he almost gets it back. Oh my gosh. Spence almost stripped him of the ball, and we have a official's timeout because the shot clock did not reset on that possession. I think Spence probably would have picked the pocket there. Inbounds pass, and Moorhead will walk the ball up the floor. And here they come. 25 is Jake Johnson, senior forward, 6'8". See his first action now. Oh, a nice inside pass from Ersfield to the freshman. He lost the handle of it, and they come right back, corner 3, and that ball misses, and Miller grabs the rebound. So Cole had missed a wide open 3 in the corner. Jordan Keung running the offense now, and Spence misses on the 3 ball. Moorhead drives into the paint, looks to give it off. He does. Spin move down low. That was a nice move from Jake Johnson, the senior, as he was able to spin inside into the paint to score that one. Lotta using the Miller pick. Gets the ball back. Drives baseline. Little push there. That's going to be an offensive foul. He got his forehand into the chest of the defender to try and create some space. He was going to pull back for a shot, and the officials got him. So that's his second personal foul here, 7.5 minutes into the game, so he'll sit down. And that's 13 points per game. That's going to be on your bench and 7 rebounds. So checking in for Simon Fraser is Drew Bryson. Bryson wears 24. Moorhead drives into the paint, nice in. Oh, a nice little spin off the glass and in. That was a beautiful move by Travoon Moorhead, the senior guard. He's 6'1". Oh, SFU almost lost the handle to Drew Bryson. There gives it to Amir Keon. He's a good shooter. Now Bryson, corner three, misses. Rebound goes up, comes down in the hands of Moorhead. He's got 25 with him. That was Johnson. Now Simon Fraser Roche comes up with it. He's going to slow things down. Amir Keon walks the ball up the court. That's a screen. They got a switch. He's going to drive into the paint, kicks out to Roche. He can hit the three, and he does there. He hit the three in last night's game. When he's left wide open, he can hit it. He is now 2 for 5 on the season. Moorhead, he's got Park inside, being guarded by Roche. He backs him in, puts up a shot, misses. They're going to call Roche on with a foul. And the official had good baseline vision there to see it. So we have a timeout on the floor. So the score is Minnesota State University Moorhead 12, Simon Fraser University 10. We're going to take a break here from the West Gym. You're watching SFU men's basketball on Clan TV.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
We're back to live action here in the West Gym. We have some substitutions coming into the game for Simon Fraser. Provenzano is back on the court, and he is joined by number 3, Michael Hannon. He's a junior guard out of Pierce College in the Spokane Valley in Washington State. One of 4 players on the SFU roster from Washington State as the Clan recruits from across the country and into the great state of Washington. First free throw is missed by Park, and he makes the second one, so 14-10 is your score. Provenzano. Now cutting into the center is Bryson. Gets a screen there, Bailey. Now it's Roche driving into the paint. Oh, he tried to pass it off to Bryson and went off of him and out of bounds, so that's a turnover on the freshman from Arlington, Washington, and Arlington High School. Now Hannon is guarding the point guard. All around the outside. Provenzano is playing off guard, and he's guarding Moorhead. There's a high screen. Provenzano fights through it. Oh, he's keeping him out of the paint. There's a 3 ball from the corner, and he nails it. Nice shot from Park, the 6'6" senior. That was his first field goal of the game. Oh, and there's another pass again. That one off Bryson's shoulder that time, and that was a turnover because he couldn't accept the pass from Sam Bailey. He didn't see it coming. So I think we're going to see a change there. Checking into the game now is number 22 for Simon Fraser, Jasdeep Singh. He played in last night's game. There's a 3-ball from Ersfield, and Moorhead is starting to run away with this game. They now have a 10-point lead. Provenzano with the ball, drives, cuts in the paint, gives it to Singh. He puts up a shot and nails it. That was a clean shot. Kind of hit the back of the rim as it went straight through. Good looking shot. Now on the outside are the Dragons. Ball's handed off and stripped by Hannon as he gets a steal there. He's been chased from behind. He tries to get the ball to Roche, who was hurrying up the floor very quickly. There goes a 3-ball beauty from Drew Bryson, and he nails it. That was a long 3 from Bryson, who is a 40% three-point shooter for Simon Fraser. Coed is open on the wing, spins, drives paint, and they're going to call him on a carry as he accepted that pass from Park, tried to put a move on Provenzano, and he gets called. So 2015 the scores. Simon Fraser was down by 10. It seemed like just moments ago. Near Keon gives it to Singh, gets it back. He can hit that from there. He's a shooter. So is Bryson, as we just saw. There's his second 3-ball, back-to-back threes by Drew Bryson, the freshman from Arlington, Washington. As Simon Fraser has just one starter on the floor right now, as they're giving some of their starters some rest here in back-to-back games. So the foul is going to go against Julian Roche, and that's his second foul. Gavin Baumgartner will go to the line. Baumgartner is now 2 of 2 from the free throw line. We have substitutions coming into the game for both teams. Balata for Simon Fraser is coming in, and Roche is going to sit down. So it looks like the freshman center Jesse Berg is in for the Dragons, along with starter Wyatt Hansen back in the game. Hansen's a freshman, and there's a miss. And a foul is called on that play against the freshman Berg. Keon brings the ball up the floor. So now the only starter on the floor for Simon Fraser is Balata. Again, mentioned off the top, he had a monster game yesterday in the Clans' 1-point victory over Humboldt State. Now driving baseline, putting up a shot is guess who? Drew Bryson. He carries the hot hand for Simon Fraser. I think that's 8 straight points for Bryson, and it is now a 2-point game for Simon Fraser. 21-19, they trail. Coed drives, stripped of the ball. Singh comes up with it, gives it to Balata. He almost loses it, gets control of the game, drives, throws it into the corner for a 3 from Hannon, and that ball goes off the rim, and the rebound's grabbed by Ersfeld. Now the Dragons, they go inside against Singh. Shot goes up and misses, and Singh grabs the rebound off the Hansen miss. There's Balata, drives, kicks into the corner. Hanna gives it back to him, now drives baseline, puts up a shot. The help side defense came, and he was able to go through the defense and get that shot off the glass. And I'll tell you, I've only seen a game and almost a half, and I really like what I see from Wilfred Boada. He is a player. He is a competitor. There's the Dragons. Go ahead with the ball. Being guarded by Hannah. Gets around it. And couldn't see as the referee blocked my vision. But he scored it. Mir Keong. He's got the ball. Oh, guess who? Drew Bryson. He is taking over this game. Another 3-ball from Bryson. Baseline, miss by the freshman Berg. The rebound, Mir Keong drives into the paint, puts up a shot, misses, and the rebound is grabbed by Bursfeld, and he has the ball, and guarded by Mir Keong. Here's the drive on the left side. Little runner misses, the tip misses as well, and Singh comes up with the ball, and Mir Keong will walk it back up the floor for Simon Fraser. So we're under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Simon Fraser now has the lead 24-23 on the back of Drew Bryson, who has single-handedly brought Simon Fraser back. Oh, and there he goes, another long ball, and boom, he nails it. I'll tell you what, just give the ball to Drew Bryson because he is on fire. Simon Fraser now leads 27-23, and Bryson has brought this crowd to life here in the West Gym. We have a timeout on the floor, so we're going to time out here in the West Gym. You're watching Simon Fraser men's basketball on Clan TV.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
We're back to live action here in the West Gym, and if you're just joining us, it is the Drew Bryson Show for Simon Fraser. He is 3 of 4 on 3-pointers, 5 of 6 from the field. He has come off the bench to ignite Simon Fraser as they were down by 10, and now the Clan is up 27-23 as there's a big dunk by Gavin Baumgartner, the freshman guard. He drove baseline and stuffed that one. Michael Hanna now with the ball as the Clan resets along the outside. Now Mir Keong gives it to a rolling Singh to the basket, and oh, a nice little finger roll as he spun and rolled to the hoop. Great basket by Jasdeep Singh, who's out of Delta Secondary, a sophomore, 6'8". Forward. There's a right-hander off the glass that misses from number 25, Jack Johnson. A lot of drives, pulls up, and they're going to call him on a travel as he was at the corner of the key and moved his pivot foot, and Graham Miller will now check in for Simon Fraser. He started this game. Miller had a great block in the final minute of last night's victory over Humboldt State that enabled Simon Fraser to win that game. Kyong with some full court pressure. There's the inside pass into the paint. They almost lost it. Coed now with the ball. Kicks it back out for a long three. Boom. Nailed it. That was a great shot by Gavin Baumgartner. And now it's a 1-point game with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. The earlier game today, 81-76 was the score. Western Washington winning. Guada drives baseline. He's blocked. Rebound is grabbed by Moorhead. Coed drives baseline into the paint, puts up a shot, and scores it to give the Dragons a 1-point lead, 30-29. Drew Bryson gives it to Singh. We go to foul underneath. Probably going to go against his Jack Johnson. And we have a timeout on the floor, so we will take a timeout as well. You're watching Simon Fraser University men's basketball on Clan TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Welcome back to the West Gym. Simon Fraser University taking on Minnesota State University in Moorhead. We've got a 1-point game here with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. And as you would imagine, in a 1-point game, the stats are pretty similar. Rebounding wise, it's a push, 13 rebounds for Moorhead, 11 Simon Fraser. Shooting wise, SFU is 12 of 20 from the field, 4 of 8 on threes. Moorhead 11 of 24 from the field and 4 of 8 on threes. Drew Bryson leads all scorers in this game with 13 points. Jordan Kyong gives it to Singh, now to Michael Hannon. He puts up a shot, misses long. Rebound comes looping out to Hannon, and he'll get a reset and a fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. Kyong with it, he can shoot, look to shoot, nope, he gives it to Singh, he also can shoot, but wow, there's Drew Bryson with a shot, we know he can shoot. He missed that time, and the rebound got out of the hands of the Clan and into Ersfeld's hands, and he dribbles all the way down the floor and just pulls up for a long three. Now it's a 4-point lead for Moorhead. Hannah with the ball. Gives it to Miller, high, gets it back. Now they'll get a reset, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Hannah is shouting instructions to the team. It's early in the season. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Now it's to Kyong, drives in the paint, puts up a left-hander off the glass for a nice little layup. Scores it. You gotta make your layups when you're open. 33-31 the score as we approach the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes left in the game. Coed being guarded by Hannah, gives him a little shake and bake, drives in the paint, cuts off the glass. He puts up a right-hander and scores it. 35-31. Minnesota State out in front. Kyong drives, kicks out to Singh. He can shoot it. That rebound is grabbed by Coed. There's a high screen. Coed used it and got the pick. Driving into the paint is Baumgartner, and there's a foul as he drived in to the traffic. So the foul is going to go against Simon Fraser. First free throw is missed. A couple of starters checking in for Simon Fraser, Michael Provenzano and Othniel Spence. The second of back-to-back games. We'll keep our eye on the minutes for all the players. And there was some movement before the free throw was shot. He made the free throw. I don't think it's going to count because the Minnesota player ran across the key before the ball left his hand. So 36-31 is the score. Minute and a half to go in the first half. Drew Bryson gives it inside to Singh. He drives in the paint, spin move, puts up a shot. It was a tough one. The defense was there, but he hit it. Ersfeld with the ball now on the far side. It's a high pick. Kicks for the three ball. Puts it up, misses. Rebound comes down, in and out of the hands, and now it's back for a three ball. A long three, misses. Rebound is almost grabbed by Singh, but he tips it to Othniel Spence with under a minute to play here in the first half. Provenzano drives behind the back pass, gets the ball back. Drew Bryson now to Singh around the outside. Spence drives baseline, pulls up, stops, gets a reset with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now it's Provenzano, high screen from Miller. 5 seconds on the shot clock, drives in the paint, spin move, kicks it back out to Miller for the three ball. He misses, and Ersfeld comes down with the ball. So there's no shot clock, 20 seconds left in the game, no play for last shot. 36-33 is your score. Coed now with the ball at the top, 8 seconds to go, there's a switch, now he's going against Miller, tries to find room, drives, and Bryson was there for the defense. Coed between Miller and Bryson, and looks like Miller is going to get charged with that foul. So Miller picks up his second personal foul. First free throw is good for Coed. There's going to be 3 seconds to go in the half, so we'll see if Simon Fraser can race up the court for a desperation shot after this free throw. He misses. Ball comes to Spence, and here he comes up over half court. There's the three ball off the glass, and that misses unfortunately for Simon Fraser. So the first half will end 37-33 for Minnesota State Moorhead. So joining us now is Drew Bryson. Drew, outstanding first half. Tell us a little bit about that first half.
Well, I mean, I thought it came out pretty tentative last night. The home opener, we had a huge crowd. So I really just wanted to come out tonight with confidence, and I think I did that. My teammates did a great job of finding me when I was open, and I just let it fly, and I was lucky enough for them to go down. So you're obviously a shooter. That's what you do best. Can you feel it when you get in a group like that and you're on fire? Yeah, I mean, there's no better feeling in the world. That's why I play basketball. I love that feeling. I love coming out here fearless and doing that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we're down 4 at halftime, and we got to improve some things if we want to win this game. And what do you guys have to do in the second half? I think we just got to do a better job of staying in front. Number 5's killing us going left, and I think we got to close out better to shooters. But I think we had a good opportunity, and we just need to go out there and win. Well, good luck to you, Drew, in the second half. Right, thank you. Drew Bryson for Simon Fraser University. He is the freshman guard from Arlington, Washington, as we're going to wrap up here and bring you second half action when it becomes live. So thank you for joining us here on Clan TV. You're watching Simon Fraser University basketball from the West Gym.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. the potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. To become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
You could credit hard work, determination, or natural talent. Jenna Lee Baxter just thanks her friends. When she joined the SFU women's soccer team over the summer of 2016, leaving Oregon State for the comforts of home, it was friendship that drove her back. Baxter had grown up with several members of the SFU team who convinced her that this is where she belonged.
The reason I came here was because they told me how awesome this program is and how awesome the coaches are and just how supportive they are, and I really wanted to be a part of an environment that's just so encouraging. When I first came back to SFU, I thought it was going to be a struggle. However, the team was so welcoming, and I knew most of the girls anyways, and it made it really easy for me to fit in.
It was a new friendship, however, that ended up having the most impact on the field. A midfielder with a penchant for passing, Baxter immediately found a partner in then freshman forward Emma Pringle.
The first time that I played with Emma, I thought she was an amazing player, and I was so excited that I had the opportunity to play with her. She's just so determined, like on the ball, and to just win, and that's something that I admire of her.
When Jenna first came to SFU, I thought she was very creative on the ball. She always looked to play me in the air, to my feet, and I just found like we had a really good connection right from the beginning. I feel like we're almost like twins on the team, like we know where each other are on the field. We always have like a plan going into each game of like certain things that we'll do.
This season, the Baxter-Pringle connection has been as strong as ever, and their chemistry has led to the team's second ever GNAC championship appearance. From top to bottom, the team's success has been the result of the players' close bond.
The thing that makes this team so special is just how close we are with each other. This group is so welcoming and so encouraging and supportive. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here. I'm really excited to be given another opportunity to go to the GNAC tournament. We've worked so hard this year, and it's awesome that we get to experience that again.
Regardless of the outcome, the 2018 GNAC Player of the Year knows that her decision to follow friendship was the right one, and SFU will forever be her home.
What I remember most from my time at SFU is just the friendships that I've been able to make. These girls have made me into the person I am today, and I'm so thankful that I've been able to be a teammate of theirs.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Hi, my name is Lauren Friedman. I'm in my 5th year of biomedical engineering at SFU, and I play on the women's volleyball team. My first work term was at a company called Braceworks Custom Orthotics, and I did research and product development on a chest brace for pectus carinatum. And my second work term was at a company called Plantiga, where I did research on their insoles that collect data for professional athletes in the military. SFU Athletics and Co-op have helped facilitate my journey through university by helping me apply what I learned in my sport into the classroom, and also what I learned in the classroom into my sport, and then putting it all together in the real world really helped narrow my focus. I would recommend that SFU athletes participate in co-op because not a lot of people get to play the sport that they love and be in school, and not a lot of people get to explore different areas of work that they love and also play their sport. So putting all those three things together is really a unique opportunity that not a lot of people get.
Welcome back to SFU Men's Basketball on Clan TV. I'm joined by SFU Assistant Coach John Curcio. John, tell us your thoughts on the first half.
Some good stuff, some stuff not so good. We didn't do a great job on the glass, which we've been doing all year, so we got to get that cleaned up, and you know, we got to find a way to get Drew the ball some more.
Now, when you have a player like Drew who was on fire in the first half, does the team feed off that? And as coaches, do you recognize that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, he kind of, when we were leaking a bit of oil, he held us in there and, you know, got us back in the game. So now the players see that, so they're looking to find him, and we're looking to find ways to get him the ball.
And are there any defensive adjustments you need to make based on what you saw in the first half?
Yeah, we just, you know, our pressure defense, we had some really good traps. The stuff in behind the traps has to get a little better. We thought there were some opportunities for us to steal the ball a couple times. We're looking to try to do that this half.
Okay, and John, last question for you. Playing their second game in 2 nights, do you have to start paying attention to players' minutes, and is that a concern?
Not really. Our concern is to win the game. We've got to do whatever it takes.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Steve.
So there you go. Simon Fraser trailing 37-33 here in the West Gym. Game number 2 for the Clan here at home, and as part of the 2018 Burnaby Showdown, it's the first time SFU has hosted a tournament, a preseason tournament here in the West Gym. So taking a look at some numbers from the first half, Drew Bryson was the story for SFU. He was 3 of 5 on threes. He led all scorers with 13 points. Simon Fraser was trailing by 10 early in this first half, and Bryson came off the bench to ignite the Clan, get him the lead. They couldn't hold it for the entire half, and they ended up now trailing by 4. Bryson was 5 of 7 from the field, as Simon Fraser was 14 of 26 from the field. Minnesota State Moorhead, they are shooting 13 of 28. That's 46%. They are 5 of 11 from three-point range. That is 45%. The Clan, on the other hand, is just 4 of 12, or 33% on 3 balls. The rebounding story is pretty similar. 17 for Minnesota, 14 for Simon Fraser. Moorhead had 4 steals, 5 turnovers. Simon Fraser had 9 turnovers, so that's one of the big differences in this game, although both teams took roughly the same number of shots. So as I mentioned, this tournament is the first here in the West Gym, and it is the SFU Showdown presented by Sport Burnaby and Tourism Burnaby. They are great partners of Simon Fraser University, and we welcome them, and we're glad to have them on board. Earlier in the tournament, Western Washington, that was the first game Friday night, defeated Moorhead 80-76, while Simon Fraser took down Humboldt State 73-72. An exciting game here in the West Gym with almost 1,000 people in the West Gym. It was standing room only. The game earlier this afternoon, the 5 o'clock game, was won by Western Washington, a great Northwest Athletic Conference rival of Simon Fraser. The Western Washington won that game 81-76 over Humboldt State, so Humboldt loses both games. As we get set for second half action, Simon Fraser is 1-2 to start this season. Earlier this afternoon, the SFU women's basketball team held an alumni event here in the West Gym. So this is actually the 3rd game of the evening for the staff, for the SFU Athletics Department. So Simon Fraser will have the Spence, Miller, Provenzano, and Roche, all starters from this game, but the one difference is Drew Bryson now checks in for Simon Fraser instead of Wilfred Balata. Minnesota State Moorhead has the same starters who started the game. They have possession to start the second half. Driving, almost stripped of the ball, is the freshman, the senior. Spence drives, wow! What a burst of speed from Othniel Spence on the fast break. Scores it for Simon Fraser, and looks like he's got some life here. There's a cross-court pass for a 3-ball by a wide-open Johnny Bennings. Bennings' first field goal of the game as Spence comes right back, drives in the paint, almost stripped of the ball, fall to the floor. Roche comes up with it, gives it to Miller for a little left-handed hook shot, and he scores it. 40-37 the score. The Dragons now inside. 41 is Park. He turns, scores on the little jumper. Provenzano running things for the Clan. Now to Miller around the outside as they set up the offense. Spence to Roche. He can hit the 3. He did earlier in this game, and he hit it again. That's 3 straight at home for Julian Roche, because he had 1 in the game last night. There's the drive, and Drew Bryson is going to be called on the foul against Bryce Ersfeld, the freshman guard from Minnesota. As Moorhead draws players from the great state of Minnesota, from North Dakota, from California, from South Dakota as we look at that rebound on the replay of the Othniel. See if I can get my lips back. The Othniel Spence fast break basket. 44-40 is your score. Provenzano to Miller. Bryson drives into the paint, little bunny hop, puts up a J and scores it. He continues to have the hot hand for Simon Fraser. Beaning with the ball on the left side, being guarded by Provenzano. Little shake, and he turns, and Provenzano is going to be called for a hand check. Dragons inbound the ball. Hirschfield into the paint, going against Spence. Another foul is going to be called, I think. This one is against Othniel Spence. Blocking foul. That's his second. Miller defending against Hansen. Rebound grabbed by the Clan. Provenzano gives to Roche. 3 ball. Misses. Rebound comes down into the hands of Beanie. Drives to the right side, puts up a shot, misses. Roche with the rebound. This game has started to pick up its pace. As the teams are not using their full shot clock, they are attacking the rim. Foul's going to go against Hirschfield as we watch Provenzano in the replay drive. And Hirschfield just came across the arms, trying to strip the ball, get a piece of it. And Provenzano will miss his first free throw. And Provenzano makes his second for his first point of this game, and it's 44-43. Provenzano avoids the high screen. Now he's going against Hirschfield. Pulls up. 13 is Baumgartner. He puts the 3 down and misses. Provenzano has got Spence on the left and Bryson on the right. And we've got a foul underneath. I think it's going to go against Simon Fraser. So that's going to be a turnover as we try and take a look at the replay. I think we just missed it there. So the foul is the 3rd against Julian Roche, and he will have to sit down, and checking in is Wilfred Balata. Beanie, left side spins away from Miller. Now he goes inside to Park. He drives into the paint, puts a right-handed hook shot up and scores it. Provenzano quickly to Drew Bryson. Now Provenzano back outside, Miller at the top. Bryson drives, scores it off the glass. 46-45 is your score. Simon Fraser trailing by 1 as we have a foul underneath, and I think it's going to go against Park. That is indeed the case as Park picks up his first, an offensive foul, and the Dragons turn the ball over. Simon Fraser, coached by Steve Hansen, who formerly was, there's a long 3-ball by Balata, he scores it. Hansen formerly coached at Terry Fox Secondary. And I know watching at home this live stream on Clan TV are members of the Terry Fox Ravens Junior Girls basketball team, as they took in the game last night. The powerhouse junior team who are set to start this season as Balata scores another. So thank you for attending last night's game and watching here on Clan TV, girls, and good luck in your season ahead. 50-46, the home team now has the lead with 15 and a half minutes to go in this game. There's going to be a timeout on the floor, so we will also take a timeout. You're watching Simon Fraser University men's basketball live from the West Gym on Clan TV.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Welcome back to the West Gym. Simon Fraser University trailed 37-33 at the half, but the Clan has taken the lead here 5 minutes into the second period. They're now out in front 50-46. And Drew Bryson, the freshman, has been on fire for Simon Fraser. He leads all scorers with 17 points in this game. He is 7 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 on three-pointers. Spence on the right wing, gives it to Miller at the top, now to Provenzano, the point guard. The general, the junior, Balata, he's got it. Being guarded by Baumgartner, drives, and blocked from behind by Baumgartner as Balata cut through the paint. Provenzano trying to organize things before they inbound the ball. We have 11 seconds on the shot clock. Spence, guarded by Johnson. Spence drives in the paint and is stripped of the ball, and it goes out of bounds off of Spence. So Simon Fraser will turn it over. Beanies with the ball for the Dragons. Hirschfeld thought about shooting. This time he does, puts up the 3-ball. He's got no offensive rebounders on the far side, so Balata comes up with it unchallenged. Drives into the paint, spins, and they're going to call an offensive foul against Balata as he hooked his arm around the waist of the defenders. He spun into the paint. So that's his third personal foul. So Balata and Roche, who both average 13 points per game, are on the bench. They're the starters. Drew Bryson is in. He averages 6 points to this point in the season. He has 17 tonight. Into the paint goes Baumgartner, puts up a left-hander, gets a favorable roll off the rim to score it. Now the Dragons are only down by 2. Provenzano to Spence as they run motion. Falls as Provenzano gets it to Drew Bryson. His shot goes in and out, and Graham Miller was over the back of Jake Johnson, and he's going to get charged with a foul, I believe. That's what it looked like to me. And indeed, Miller is getting charged with the foul. And there's the replay. The shot was put up by Drew Bryson. You can see Miller over at his arm along the shoulders and around the neck of the defender, Jake Johnson. So the referees are going to try and decide what the correct call is. So Moorhead are going to shoot some free throws. That much is clear. Johnson makes his first. Misses his second. And now they are going to retain possession. So I think that might have been a flagrant foul. That is what the call is. So you get 2 free throws and possession. And that narrows the score to 50-49 as the left-handed drive by Baumgartner is scored off the glass. And Moorhead now has the 1-point lead. So some of the momentum and energy Simon Fraser had to start the half, it's kind of faded away, but Spence does his thing to get it back with a 3-ball there. Beanings now to Ersfield, back to Beanings, drives to the left. Simon Fraser switched, Singh comes down with the rebound, hands it to Spence off the miss, and Drew Bryson tried to keep it in bounds, but he turned it over to Ersfield. Now top of the key is Baumgartner. His miss bounces around and the Dragons come up with it. Driving is Ersfield. Pulls up. Changes his mind now to Beans. Goes inside. Johnson now outside. Inside outside Johnson being guarded by Singh. Spins, goes to his right. Baseline, scores it. We have a tie game, 53-53 with 13 minutes to go in the game. Othniel Spence, oh! They're going to wave that call off as Spence drove the paint, but he's going to get charged with the foul. He did score it. Unfortunately, it is not going to count. As the Moorhead players, we look at the rebound, came across Jake Johnson. You be the judge. Did he have his 2 feet set or not? I don't know. He may have been in motion as Spence left his feet. That would have been my call, but I'm sitting over here and there's 3 guys on the court making those calls. Baumgartner, top of the key, misses, and Jordan Muir-Keong now into the game, has possession of the ball. He gives it to Drew Bryson, back to Muir-Keong. Keong drives, pulls up, shot partially blocked by Coed. He gets enough of it and grabs the rebound. Drives all the way, and we have an open court foul against Singh as he tried to contain the streaking Coed. Jasdeep Singh, sophomore from Delta, BC, his first. Coed at the line, shooting free throws. Take a look at the replay. There's Keong's miss off the partial block by Coed, and he came down with it and raced the length of the floor, and now he's at the free throw line. And makes it. 55-53 with 12 minutes to go. Simon Fraser trailed by 4 at the half and then took a 5-point lead. They are now down by 2. Provenzano to Drew Bryson. He puts up the 3 ball, and yes sirree, he hits it. Now he is 4 of 6 on threes. The Dragons. Coed drives into the paint, dished the ball off to Baumgartner, who scored it. Mike Hannon into the game, also for Simon Fraser. Jordan, nice drive by Jordan Muir-Keong as he gave a little shake and then drove to his right, got by his check and scored it easily on the layup to give Simon Fraser a 1-point lead. There's the baseline drive. They kick it out around to the top of the key for a 3 ball from Ersfield. So the score and the game's going back and forth here. Provenzano gets a high screen and then rolling his Singh to the basket. He's blocked from behind, but I think there's going to be a foul called before the shot, or as he was taking the shot. He got hacked on the arm, and Singh will go to the free throw line. As we have a timeout on the floor, we will do the same. The score, Simon Fraser University trailing Minnesota State Moorhead 60-58 with 10.5 minutes to go. You're watching SFU basketball on Clan TV.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Welcome back to the West Gym. SFU men's basketball. The story here for Simon Fraser is Drew Bryson. The freshman has 20 points to lead all scores on 8 of 11 shooting. Simon Fraser is trailing by 2 against Moorhead. The top scorers for Moorhead are Gavin Baumgartner with 16 points and Bryce Ersfield with 14. Trayvon Coed with 11. They are the double-digit scorers in this game. Simon Fraser's Jasdeep Singh at the free throw line. And this is his first. 2 starters for Simon as we look at that replay. As Coed blocked Singh from behind, we get called for the foul. Simon Fraser has 2 starters in foul trouble. Julian Roche and Wilfred Balata, both are average 13 points per game. They're sitting on the bench. Balata with 7 points and Roche with 9 in this game. Top is Johnny Beans, gives it to Ersfield, drives to his left, stops, gives it to Beanie. Now he drives against Provenzano, puts up a right-hander, misses, and the rebound is grabbed by Michael Hannon. Provenzano into the paint, drives, he's tripped as he went to lay that ball up, and he will go to the free throw line. And he'll get 2 shots as Ersfield picks up his 3rd. check that. The referees have changed their mind. He is not going to go to the free throw line. Coach Hansen is talking with the official about that call. He wasn't happy. Provenzano inbounds to Spence over half court. And Simon Fraser with a full 30 seconds on the shot clock will take over on the offense. They'll be trying to attack the rim. Provenzano goes baseline into the paint. Spins, puts up a right-handed shot and scores it. Now Provenzano, I noticed there, he did slip a little bit in the paint. He's lost his footing several times in this game. So we'll keep our eye on that as Julian Roche comes to the scorer's table and gets set to check in. Now the Dragons go inside, but Singh's going to get charged with the foul against Jake Johnson. Or correct that, Jake Johnson is going to get charged with the offensive foul against Jasdeep Singh. So that was fortunate for Simon Fraser. Under 10 minutes now to play in this game. Spence, right side in front of the bench, back outside to Provenzano. Being guarded by Beanie. Julian Roche drives in the paint, puts up a right-hander, misses, and almost grabs his own rebound. I believe that went off a Dragon player and out of bounds, so Simon Fraser will retain possession as Jake Johnson sits down and starter Addison Park checks in as we look at that rebound. Simon Fraser will have possession. Provenzano finds Spence for a three ball off. Nice! Othniel Spence nails the three. He is now 2 of 3 on three-pointers. Spence in the double digits with 10 points. Hursfield to Coe. Beanie. Park. Handing off. Driving. Nope. Outside to Beanie. Looking inside. Can't find anyone. 41 is Park. Drives. Left-hander against Roche. Scores it. Moorhead down by 2. 8.5 minutes to go. Provenzano into the paint. Look for Roche driving to the on the other side to the hoop, and the ball went off a foot and out of bounds. So Simon Fraser will retain possession as Wilfred Balata checks in and Michael Hanna sits down for Simon Fraser. Jordan Muir-Keong putting the high screen from Roche, rolls to the hoop, can't get it to him. And there's a three ball by Provenzano. And he goes and high fives Jordan Muir-Keong. Pretty happy with that shot. That's his first field goal of the game. And Coed answers right back for Moorhead. He's keeping this ball game close. Now a 2-point lead for Simon Fraser, 67-65. Spence drives into the paint, wide open, but coming across is Park, and he blocked, body blocked, and got the arm of Spence as we take a look at the replay. Keong to Spence, so you can see the lane open up, and he drives, and over, well, he may have gotten all ball on that one. So Simon Fraser is fortunate to get that call. There's a timeout here in the West Gym, so we will take a break. You're watching SFU men's basketball on Clan TV.
Any day at SFU may feel like just another day. But any day here has enormous potential. The potential for something significant to happen. Like the day when you might find yourself engaging with the outside world. To create a lasting impact on many lives. Or the day when you might unearth something that inspires you to start a business. Or the day when you might become an instrument of change. Or discover where you belong. Or take advantage of an unconventional education. to become part of something huge. In fact, any day has the potential to have real impact. Because any day at SFU is not just any other day.
Welcome back to the West Gym. Simon Fraser out in front. 67-65 with just under 8 minutes to play here in the final game of the 2018 Burnaby Showdown, a preseason tournament featuring Western Washington University, Humboldt State, and the two teams in this game, Simon Fraser and Minnesota State University Moorhead. Othniel Spence makes both free throws. Spence is now into double digits. He has 12 points in this game. Drew Bryson also in double digits for Simon Fraser with 20, as the Clan is shooting 61% from the field in this game and 52% on threes. There's a foul underneath, an offensive foul charged against Bryce Ersfield, his fourth foul. As we look at the replay, Ersfield drives, kind of lost his footing as he kicked the ball out to the wing, and Provenzano was planted. Checking into the game now for Ersfield is number 12, Wyatt Hansen. He started this game. Hansen is a freshman forward. Seven freshmen on this team for Minnesota State. 69-65 is your score. Provenzano to Roche to Spence. Drives into the paint. Oh, he finds a beautiful rolling to the hoop is Julian Roche for the stuff. And Simon Fraser is starting to assert themselves in this game. 71-65 to score. Hansen now gives it to 13 Baumgartner. Coed handing the ball off. Beating drives, puts up a shot against Roche, misses, but the rebound is grabbed by Addison Park, and the senior was able to score that one. 71-67 is the score. So we look at the replay. Provenzano gave it to Spence, and there's the lane opening up. He drives, Roche rolling to the hoop, and he is there to stuff it home for the dunk. Simon Fraser out in front, 71-67. And we're going to keep it here for this timeout and go through some of the stats in this game. As Simon Fraser, as I mentioned, Bryson with 20 and Spence with 12. The high scorers in double figures for Minnesota are Baumgartner with 16, Bryce Ersfield and Trayvon Coed with 14 apiece, and Addison Park with 13. The next home games for Simon Fraser University. Upcoming games, November 22nd, they're taking on Columbia Bible College, the Bearcats, on the 22nd here at 7 p.m. in the West Gym. And then on November 24th, Simon Fraser is taking on the Capilano Blues. A 7 p.m. tip-off here in the West Gym, as Simon Fraser has some home games next week. The team is 1-2 so far to start this season. They are out in front by 4 points with under 7 minutes to play in tonight's game. Pierre Keong with the ball in the left wing, gives it to Spence. Three ball goes up and good! Othniel Spence has come to life here in the second half with a 3 balls. Coed now going against Wilfred Balata, and they're going to call a foul against Balata, number 10 for Simon Fraser. That is number 4. Co-ed will go to the free throw line as we look at that long 3-ball from Othniel Spence. And the second free throw is good as well. 74-69 is your score, as the officials call a timeout. We want to check something with the scorers table. They will consult. They're going to run the clock down to 6:20. 6:20 to play in the game. Simon Fraser will have 25 seconds on the shot clock when they inbound the ball. And the officials are going to come over to the scorers tables. They try and get things correct here. They're going to talk about the last foul. It was against Wilfred Balata. And they've put it up against Othniel Spence. So indeed, the last foul was on Wilfred Balata, and he does indeed have 4 fouls. So what was put up on the board was number 0, Othniel Spence, with 4 fouls, and Spence has 3. And that is key because Othniel Spence has been on fire here in the second half, and he's been carrying Simon Fraser, doing most of the scoring. Provenzano, almost stripped of the ball from behind by Co-ed. But away from the play, Julian Roche was called on a foul. An off-ball foul on him. I believe he now has 3. I think he may have 4, but they have 3 on the score clock. As the Dragons drive the left side of the paint, it was open, and he was able to score that, Gavin Baumgartner. So there's a 3-ball scored for Simon Fraser. Minnesota with possession. Driving into the paint and stripped of the ball almost by Provenzano. Minnesota now a 3-ball goes up short by Baumgartner, and Wilfred Balata has the ball. He's going to go almost coast to coast, but Steve Hansen called him off and said, run some clock. 77-71 is the score. Roche at the top, now Balata. He drives baseline, and he's going against Wyatt Hansen, who was charged with the foul as he had his moving feet and got some body contact. And Balata will go to the line. It's a 1-on-1 situation. Hansen will sit down. So it's early in the season, and everybody is working out the kinks on the clock. The officials, the scorers table, the announcers, the players on the court. The first shot is missed, but what a rebound by Julian Roche. He went up over Addison Park and grabbed that rebound, and there's a whistle on the play. Simon Fraser will retain possession. With just over 5 minutes to go. Balata with the ball. And underneath we have a whistle again. It was Roche and 41 Addison Park. Park, the senior. Roche, the sophomore from Proctor Academy and by way of Santa Clara University. He's from St. John, New Brunswick, and he is at the free throw line, and he misses his first. As we look at the replay of a miss by Balata after the whistle. Roche gets the spin and the bounce around the rim for a basket on that free throw. 78-71 is the score. So 5:03 to play in the game. We have a timeout here in the West Gym. Simon Fraser is leading 78-71, so we are going to take a break. You're watching SFU men's basketball live from the West Gym on Clan TV.
Hi, my name is Lauren Friedman. I'm in my 5th year of biomedical engineering at SFU, and I play on the women's volleyball team. My first work term was at a company called Braceworks Custom Orthotics, and I did research and product development on a chest brace for pectus carinatum. And my second work term was at a company called Plantiga, where I did research on their insoles that collect data for professional athletes in the military. SFU Athletics and Co-op have helped facilitate my journey through university by helping me apply what I learned in my sport into the classroom, and also what I learned in the classroom into my sport, and then putting it all together in the real world really helped narrow my focus. I would recommend that SFU athletes participate.
We're back to live action. Moorhead with possession on the offense, trailing by 7. Coed to Ersfield. 15 seconds on the shot clock, now 11. They go inside, down low. Park with the ball against Roche. Stripped to the ball as the pass was intercepted by Provenzano. He goes, gives to Muir Kyong, who tried to go back outside to Provenzano, and that ball was intercepted by Coed. He dribbles down the floor and he's grabbed by Provenzano, as Provenzano did not like the numbers down in the defensive end. The Clan didn't have everyone back, so he thought, let's take a foul. So Coed will go to the free throw line. And he scores it. Jordan Muir-Kyong is going to get taken out of the game. And guess who's back in? Drew Bryson, back off the bench. He leads all scorers in this game. And the second free throw is good. Here comes some pressure from the Dragons as Balata gets the ball into Provenzano's hand. And here comes the double team. Provenzano dribbles into the middle. That's where you want to go. Get to the middle of the floor with the ball. He fought through the screen, and then Roche rolls to the hoop. And my sight was blocked, so I'm not sure what happened. I think there was a foul underneath on 41 as Roche drove and attacked the rim. And he'll go to the free throw line. Addison Park picks up his fourth. 4:11 to play in the game. Roche misses. So coming into this game, Roche was a mid-60s free throw shooter. He made that one to give Simon Fraser a 6-point lead. Now with 4 minutes to go in the game, there's a 3-ball put up, short, rebound was battled between Balata and Park, and the ball goes off Park, out of bounds. And Simon Fraser will retain possession. Simon Fraser has a 6-point lead in this game. The Clan won last night's game by 1 point over Humboldt State in front of almost 1,000 fans here in the West Gym, and I'd say we probably have about 600 here tonight for the second game in the home schedule. So Othniel Spence now with 18 points in this game on 6 of 7 field goal shooting. He is 4 of 5 on 3 balls. Drew Bryson, who checked back into the game, has come off the bench, and in 20 minutes, actually he has 20 points, pardon me, on 8 of 11 shooting. He is 4 of 6 on threes, as Simon Fraser has hit over 50% on their 3 balls. They are 12 of 21, that's 57%. Minnesota is shooting 42% on threes and 48 from the field. High scores, 14 points, Bryce Ersfeld, 18, Trayvon Coed. You heard Drew Bryson talk about Kim in the first half in our interview at halftime. Gavin Baumgartner with 18 points and Addison Park with 13 as we're back to live action. Balata inbounds the ball, and there's no pressure now. So Provenzano will walk the ball up the floor and try and run some clock with a 6-point lead. Balata, Bryson, Roche, Spence. 3 ball from Spence. Boom, he nails it. Othniel Spence carries the hot hand here in this second half. Now with 21 points to lead all scorers. Ersfield kicks it back out to Beanings. He'll put up a 3, and he makes it. He snuck that one over the rim to keep the Dragons in this game here with 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go. 82-76 the score. Balata hands the ball off to Spence. He gives it to Provenzano. Gives it to Balata. He drives baseline, puts up a shot, and misses it, but he's called for the offensive foul. And that's going to be his 5th personal foul. So Balata is on the bench, and Jordan Muir-Keong checks in. Keong also a shooter. As we look at the replay, as the feet were planted underneath. And Balata fouls out with 5. 6-point Simon Fraser lead. Baseline drive, they kick it back out for a 3 as Beaning's shot short. Rebound goes out and up and down and into the hands of Simon Fraser. Now Provenzano with Spence now. 2.5 minutes to play, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Roche sets a screen, rolls to the hoop. Muir-Keong couldn't find them. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Spence, free ball. Oh, front of the rim miss. 2:20 to go in the game. Beans drives into the paint, kicks out Ersfield for a 3, and he nails it. Now we've got a 3-point game, as the Dragons have narrowed the gap here in the late stages of this game. The Clan up by 3. Provenzano drives baseline, wide open, puts it off the glass and scores it for 2. And under 2 minutes to play. Provenzano saw the opening and took it for an easy basket. Oh, and Provenzano against Beating strips him of the ball. Simon Fraser comes up with it, and there's a foul charged against Beanings. And Mike Provenzano, the junior, has, in this last 20 seconds, scored a field goal on the layup and then stripped the ball from the Dragons. And that is going to be the 5th foul against guard Johnny Beanings. He's out of the game now. And Provenzano will go to the free throw line. Mike Provenzano from London, Ontario, High Point Christian Academy. by way of Lake Superior State. He spent a year at Lake Superior State, a redshirt season. One of the favorite players on the Simon Fraser team in the Frost family household. 84-79 is the score as Provenzano makes his first. Now the lead is 6 as we take a look at that replay. And it is now a 7-point margin, so 3 possession lead for Simon Fraser as Spence gives some full court pressure so the Dragons can't run clock. Now they drive into the baseline, they go into the paint, try and kick it out, they do. Coed now on the wing, and the shot goes up and misses by Hansen, and Provenzano will slow things down. Just walk the ball up the floor and run this clock down. 7-point Simon Fraser lead. This is a big possession for the Clan. Drew Bryson gives it to Provenzano, now to Roche. 12 seconds on the shot clock, 1:10 in the game. Spence drives into the paint, kicks it out. Now Provenzano again to Drew Bryson. He puts up a 3, misses short. Oh, Roche comes up with a rebound. Julian Roche with a monster board. 52 seconds to go in the game and a full shot clock for Simon Fraser. The Dragons are forced to foul. They're down by 7. And how big was that board by Julian Roche? Provenzano will now go to the free throw line, and we look at the replay. Drew Bryson puts up the shot, and look at it, how high Julian Roche gets. A 6'11" center from St. John, New Brunswick. Welcome to British Columbia. We're glad to have you. Simon Fraser, Provenzano at the line. Scores the free throw, 88-79, a 9-point lead. Coed puts up a shot, misses, and Bryson comes down with it, gives the ball to Jordan Muir-Keong, who gives it to Provenzano, and here comes the Dragons to try and foul them. They do with 32 seconds to go in the game. So Simon Fraser on the verge of winning their back-to-back home games to start the season and to improve to 2-2 on the season here in the early stages of the 2018-19 year. The first free throw is good by Provenzano. He is an excellent free throw shooter. Provenzano now 8 of 9 in this game on free throws. Coed drives again, tries to score quickly. He does. Simon Fraser doesn't want to foul, and he doesn't want to give them 3-point baskets. Provenzano gets the ball, and the foul comes. 24 seconds to go. Simon Fraser up by 9 and threatening to make it double digits here at the line. So a fantastic start to the season at home for Simon Fraser, as they're about to win both games in the Burnaby Showdown to match their rival Western Washington, who has won both games in this tournament as well. There is the 10-point lead for the Clan, and now it's 11. And here comes Moorhead. 3 ball is short by Addison Park. Simon Fraser with the ball. Julian Roche gives it to Spence. He'll hold on to it now as we're 10 seconds to go in the game. And the crowd is starting to stand and cheer on Simon Fraser. As yes, indeed, the Clan will win game number 2 at home in front of about 600 fans here in the West Gym. The final score, Simon Fraser 92, Minnesota State University Moorhead 81. The high scores for the Clan. Othniel Spence with 21 points on 7 of 9 field goal shooting, and 5 of 7 on threes. And Drew Bryson with 20 points on 8 of 12 shooting and 4 of 7 on threes. And also with 16 points in the game, I think all of these came in the second half, was Mike Provenzano. He was 9 of 10 at the free throw line and 3 of 3 from the field. What a game for Mike Provenzano. So that's it here from the West Gym. We'll say goodnight and goodbye until next time. Simon Fraser University defeats Minnesota State University Moorhead 92-81 here in the 2018 Burnaby Showdown. Good night from the West Gym.